Okay, so Nicola, you've just attended the Haven retreat. What did you kind of expect before you arrived? Like, what did you think this was going to be?
I expected a rigid program, but I didn't expect the level of depth that we were going to go into. So I expected to kind of go through the motions as a process. I expected a lot more one-on-one time with you. Yeah, I didn't have any other, everything will come quite quick, so I didn't have massive expectations. I thought I was going to be told a lot more than what I was.
And what happened instead?
Well, what happened instead? I was able to very quickly learn some serious, deep lessons about my life today, not just my relationship with my ex-partner. I understood and found clarity quite quickly. I was able to have the freedom that I needed to be able to discover myself a little bit more as well. But I also felt that in being given that freedom, I still had a support net and guidance along the way. You know, right down to the pack that I got when I arrived with a map that was really comprehensive so I couldn't get lost, down to making sure I got where I needed to go, but still having the freedom to be able to get to know me a little bit more. I didn't expect any of that. I thought it would be a hand-holding, spoon-feeding 101 journey, and instead it felt like it's all me with some really, really strong guidance, really good guidance.
And is that like a good thing, or does it feel like you were left or abandoned or something?
Not at all. In the first couple of days it was scary because I'm not used to doing this stuff on my own. But I always knew I had someone to fall back on if I needed to. I didn't feel like I was just left out in the sticks. The setup in the beginning was so well structured that I didn't feel like I was left. I had everything, I had a toolkit, I had everything that I needed to get on for the next 10 days. And I knew that if I ever got into trouble or there was any issues, Adele was on the end of the phone. I knew that, I felt 100% supported.
And you talk about this kind of, spending a lot of time on your own. Was that important in this journey? Like, in contrast to your life back home?
I was never alone back home. Whether that was physically, emotionally, I've never been alone. I've always had people on the end of the phone or WhatsApp, and I distracted myself for a long, long time. So this experience has been absolutely integral to the new, exciting life that I'm about to get into. Without having this level of exploration of both inner and outer self, I would never have had the courage to do something like this, which actually I have a quite strong passion for. So it's just given me complete confidence to just go and do this stuff in the future. And it's not false, it's real, because I've experienced it. I've experienced it for 10 days. And each day it's got better and better. So
and
really
what are some of the things that you think you've experienced or learned in this journey? Is it only like limited to relationships, or do you feel like
No.
What have you kind of gotten
my
out
whole
of this?
life has been thrown on the table this last 10 days. Exploring my relationship has enabled me to understand what the hell has been going on in my life and the source of energy drains and unhappiness for years. And I also know how to get myself out of it. I always knew none of this stuff is revelation. It's not shocking. It's not painful. It's clarity, and then being given the tools and mechanisms and coping structures to be able to do something with that stuff. Whereas traditionally, you're scraping around for years trying to figure it out yourself. With someone like you can quickly come to acceptance and realization in a way that is suitable to your pace, because traditionally other people's paces have been too slow for me. So this felt quite natural, and it's felt very relieving because you can see an end. It's not this long drawn out fucking process that takes time to get over. No, it is what it is. There's a hell of a lot of learning. It will never happen again. Or at least if their warning signs are there, I can see them for what they are. And I've got the means to be able to deal with it in the future, whereas I haven't had today.
Is there anything you would change in the structure and the way that it's designed? Like feedback to make it better or whatever?
I'm quite a visual person, so I really like the idea of building a visual journey as we go. Because I find that I get into my head. So I found myself towards the end of the process trying to build that visual journey for myself. I think it would be really cool if there was some kind of a canvas or a building of a picture that you could slowly, like a puzzle, start pulling together, so that when you come to the end, you put the last piece in the puzzle and you take a step back and you go, wow.
That's a great idea. Love that. Yeah.
Like some kind of a canvas that takes you through, or a story that takes you, like a storyboard that takes you through the journey, and then leaves you right at the end with the shining future.
That's so cool.
That visual would be like sick. It would be really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it's the token to keep you on the straight and narrow. You can always hook into that
and see where you are.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
What's next? A long journey, but a fun one. I finally met someone that can take me where I needed to go. And yeah, it would be one massive, long, exciting journey, and it's going to be a long one, but it will be good. It'll be good in the end. It's going to be really exciting. Get through maintenance, get through separation, and then really get on to growing and understanding how my purpose can serve others, truly.
Now, for people who have no clue what this journey is all about and are terrified and think this is some sort of strange thing happening in the middle of Thailand or whatever, do you have any words of advice or points or tidbits or whatever for them?
Just go with it and be honest and brave. If you have a natural pull to Adele and the Haven Retreat, it's for a reason. You're aligned to her way of working. You're being pulled for a reason. She's different from other coaches. She doesn't let you hide. You can't hide. And actually, once you realise that, it's so fulfilling and freeing. So it's not some hippie mambo jumbo shit in a forest. Yes, it is mixed with spirituality if you want it to be mixed with spirituality and nature. It feels very tailored. Just go with it. Let her know what you're into, and she'll make it happen for you.
Cool. Thanks a lot.